So all I can say is good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the Bravehearts around the world. And understand something. I really want to do this. I want to create a Braveheart nation. That means no followers. That means leaders. That means that you must go inside yourself and crack the coconut from the inside out and discover your authentic self and stand in your power. I need everyone to start standing in their power. I want you to practice standing in the power of love, loving yourself, respecting yourself. You are the most precious thing on this planet. Not your children, not your husband, not your wife. You are the most precious thing. If you could learn how to unconsciously bring it conscious, loving and caring for yourself on an unconditional level, what would that do for the rest of the family? Remember something, your children and everybody around you, you affect them. You create what we call a ripple effect. What if you didn't respect yourself? What if you didn't take care of yourself? Like most people don't, but they think they do because they compare themselves to the herd. I'm going to do a one-a-day here in a few minutes. I'm at the Cala Del Mar right now. It's a 4-diamond resort. This is where we're going to be training and teaching. And this is Rafa here. He's our main film and photographer. And we're going to be actually shooting the whole course. And then we'll be using clips of it for trainings for our master trainers. But I will be coming on 3 times a day. And I will be coming on very powerful, taking major stands. Okay? If you're broken, if you're a victim, you're going to go, whoa, who is this guy? Well, this is a guy who stands in his power. The power of love, not the love of power. Okay? You need to understand there's a big difference. And the reality is this is a life-threatening planet, but not to me anymore, because I let everybody else out there know that thinks that they're standing in authority over me. There is no one in authority over me. There never will be again. How does it feel to be a prisoner? Okay, how does it feel to be a slave? Okay, a slave to love, a slave to money, a slave to food, a slave to the government, a slave to the medical system. For God's sake, seriously, people, if you're using the medical system for your health care, then you're not even awake by 1%. You want your kids not to go on drugs, but you do? You're going to let someone go in and chop out a piece of you? Whether it's spinal surgery, hip surgery, knee surgery, ankle surgery, cutting out a tumor, that tumor, that physical tumor, I hope you know it was created by the invisible. And if you don't understand that, then you haven't even entered kindergarten of thinking consciously. And that's not because you're stupid, it's because they stupefied all of us. Understand something. I am wanting and challenging any surgeon out there, any medical doctor to come on my show. My phone number is 469-861-8884. We give a money-back guarantee that when somebody's booked for hip surgery, spinal surgery, okay, or even a fibroid or anything else, that we will give their money back. We're not going to say that we cure anything, because we don't. Your body cures itself. We just show you how to do it. We know how to take the physical and make it invisible again. We know how to take that scar tissue, that tumor, and dissolve it. You heard what I said. If you could create a disease on an unconscious level, which we do, disease being out of alignment, being out of harmony, then just think if you could become conscious. Well, that's what I teach. On Monday, I start a whole life coach certification course. You can even take my course. It's a 9-day course anywhere around the world. I'm doing a world tour. Go to braveheartnation.com. I challenge you to challenge me. You come for 3 days. If you're not totally impressed already and it wasn't worth the money, you have those 3 days free and you can keep my manual. How's that? And then guess what? Because everybody who takes a whole life coach course or that comes from my Wolf non-surgical course, which is the most powerful body work in the world, we've got thousands of body workers around the world, and we give a money-back guarantee on the first treatment that will do more and go further than any other treatment, and I don't care what it is. Did you hear what I said? And understand something. You need to learn how to stand in your power. That's what's called a Braveheart. A Braveheart finds their gift, their passion, their purpose, and then they gift the world, and they let the world know, I'm really good at this. I'm really good at this. And you tell people, I'm really good at this. I want people that whether they fix shoes, okay, they make keys, okay, or they clean houses, or whatever they do and whatever their passion is, I want them to come to me and say, I'm the best at this. And then I will pay them for their worth. That's the deal. That's how this works. We all need to rise. Okay, we all need to go and dust off our passion, our purpose, our gift, and we need to restore that. And you need to understand something. There is nobody more powerful than you to run your life. But until you understand that your subconscious is just a bloody computer, the brain is not smart. What's in it is. And those are called belief systems. And you don't want to ramp that up? Well, you're going to find out what happens when you don't ramp that up. And do you know how you ramp it up? Well, there's very few people in the world that can go in and by the third day help you crack the coconut from the inside out and actually do this. I do this. This is what I do. This is my gift. This is what God has gifted me with. And this is what I do. We also will take any practitioner that's been a body worker, or I don't care if you're talking about physiotherapist, chiropractor, shiatsu, acupuncture. I have a doctorate in acupuncture. I don't even use it. Because everything in the body that makes you feel old is called scar tissue and displaced calcium. And we can get all the calcium back into the bones. We can have all the scar tissue, even to a tumor, to go back into beautiful connective tissue, because guess what? You lost your light, you lost your spirit. That's called a physical block because you had an emotional block, because the psychological rules the physical. That's the God's truth. So you can believe that you need the surgeon, you can believe that you've got to numb out the pain, but just know that you're suffocating your spirit and you're putting a chokehold on yourself. Take a look at this, okay? They're just opening the door now. I want to show you what's going on here. Okay, this is what Rafa and I did in the last couple of days. We've prepared this for the course that's going to be starting, okay? It's going to be starting on Monday, all right? You are going to be welcomed every day 2 to 3 times on this platform. And when I train, remember something, I've got people that paid money. Yes, they actually are worth something. And when they come, I bring the thunder down, because you know what they say? I'm not going to be on my knees begging God, please. I know it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And now I'm going to show up and I'm going to grow up, okay, on a spirit level. And I'm going to feed my super consciousness. That's right. And that's what it's all about. And you need to get that. If you don't take a course like mine, you may not want to take mine. But if you never decide to take a course like mine, okay, then guess what? You're going to remain a landmine, okay? I don't have complications with my partner, Lori. She doesn't have them with me, do we, honey? Why? Because Lori, she unconditionally loves herself, and she knows what that means. And I cannot disrespect her. And if I do, she's going to let me lovingly know, because we have been taught to disrespect ourselves, so we end up disrespecting others, and we don't even notice it. Let me tell you something. It's only 1 out of 10,000 people that are actually awake to this fact. And don't think that I'm saying that I'm smarter than anyone else. I'm not. I just took the time and the energy to reprogram myself, because the same psychos that everybody talks about, okay, are the same ones that have been doing this for 250,000 years. And I did say 250,000 years. If you actually want to go back in history and do your homework, okay? Do you want to do your homework? Okay? Because if you don't want to do your homework and look that it was his story, not your story, okay? Then you're the end of the story. I'll be coming back on in a few minutes, because I'm going to bring TikTok on and Instagram on. And I'm going to be talking about how they say, you know, this is as good as it gets. I call BS. This is not as good as it gets. And everything in your life, the food, your thoughts, your relationships with yourself and everyone else, that's not as good as it gets. When you expand your consciousness, because that's the only thing you should be expanding, not your body, okay? And when you get your head out of your butt, okay, and stop talking about just having to pay the bills and all this poverty consciousness, let me tell you something. You know what? until I was about 35 years old, okay, it was about paying the bills and doing the work and going to work. And then when I'd come home, yeah, I suffer for the family. And I got to let my family know I love them so much, so I suffer. Well, I don't suffer for my family anymore, but I love them unlimitlessly, and they know that. And when they're suffering, I won't suffer for them. I will make sure I stay connected to my breast so I save my energy so I can help to raise them up and keep them there until they can stand up on their own. Yeah, he who suffers the most for the family is the one that loves the family the most. I'm telling you right now, this is not good enough for me. If it's good enough for you, go ahead and understand. I get it. 99.9% of the population is not going to believe a word I say. All right? Okay? Whoa, was that a unicorn? That's right. They don't come often. And I'm not telling you that I'm special. I'm trying to tell you that I am special to me. Are you special to you? Because until you're special to yourself, okay, you will never ever treat yourself or your family the way they should have been treated. You think about that. I'll be back on in a few minutes. And the next time you say that you can't afford to come and take my whole life coach course, or you can't come and take my Wolf non-surgical, which I give a money back guarantee. It is the most powerful therapy. How would you like to actually pull a tumor apart, a fibroid apart, get rid of that arthritic joint? How would you like to go in and get rid of that spinal problem? How would you like to know the things to do in every situation? Look I've given you the best that I can, and I will always give you the best. And there's always more to give because we are unlimited light energy, electrical magnetic beings. Download my PDG free, okay, guide at pdgfree.com. And then go give it to your doctor and tell him I'd like him to come on my show and tell me I'm full of it. Oh, I want a medical doctor. I want a surgeon, okay? I want a big pharma person. Go out and get them for me. Challenge them. Start challenging these people that, guess what, are only living for the buck to suck the life out of us. You should never be going to a medical doctor unless you fell down the stairs and broke something, or you got into a car accident. Medical care is not health care. You think about that. And you also think about how it is easy to program you to poison yourself and your family. And just know that I love you with all my heart, no matter what you think of me. Because guess what? When I do this course, I only have one job. And that one job is to make sure that everybody here leaves honoring, respecting, protecting themselves first and foremost. Whether they like me is not important. I would like them to all like me, even have a little bit of love for me. But when they leave, all I want them to do is have unconditional love for themselves. What do you think, Lori? This is my beautiful partner that I was gifted by. I'll be back on in a few minutes with one more little rant, one more little dance in my pants, because I love my life. And I love you.